You're listening to A Well-Rounded Life, episode number 81. We are 1 week away from ending season 5, and we're already gearing up for an amazing season 6. But before I go on my summer hiatus, I wanted to leave you with some homework and things to think about. I'm heading to North Carolina next month to speak at a conference, and it dawned on me that I needed to share with you as well, friend. As I have been working with my intensive clients one-on-one, it is also clear to me that we all have big plans for ourselves, our businesses, our futures, and so forth. Thus, let's chat today about the importance of making plans in lieu of excuses. You know how I roll, so I'm going to leave you with some action items and some steps to get you closer to rocking out those goals and making the good stuff happen. Sound like a plan? Let's dive into today's show. Hey there, and welcome to A Well-Rounded Life, the podcast, a space for creative entrepreneurs seeking an intentional life and biz filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your host, Geomyra. I'm a mama, wife, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live a well-rounded life. Right here is where you'll find curated resources, quick tips, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. So hang out with me for a bit and let's dive in. All right, friend. So as I said, we have today's episode and next week's episode featuring my hubby before we close out season 5. It is always so bittersweet to leave you guys while I prep for the upcoming season. But if you've been rocking with me for a minute, you know that each season gets better and better. Elevated content, dope guests, fun, authenticity, and all the things is what we will continue to bring you here on this podcast. And so with that said, if you feel that you are a good fit for this show, feel free to head over to geomyra.com/podcast and apply to be our next guest for season 6. So applications are open and we are looking for the perfect guest for my incredible audience of well-rounders. Also, if you haven't done so just yet, please check the show notes and leave us a quick review and drop us that 5-star rating, as we would love and appreciate your feedback and support. Always so helpful as we grow this show and continue to grow our mission. And if you are tuned in and you've already left your review and done all the things, thank you, friend. Do me a favor, screenshot and tag at Coach4Creatives on Instagram so I can say thank you as well. Okay, so now that I've got the housekeeping stuff out the way, I've warned you that we're going on our summer break. Let's chat about excuses and how we need to ditch excuses and start making a plan. And I will be completely honest with you. I have made a ton of excuses on why I can't or shouldn't do something that I know I am capable of doing and should be doing in order to serve other people. There are so many dreams and aspirations that I have for myself, personally and professionally, big dreams that I have for my family, the Living Well-Rounded brand, and the legacy that I am leaving behind. I am pretty sure, my friend, that you're in the same boat, and that's why you are my people and you are hanging out with me today, right? I know that's the case. And so with that said, because you are my people, you are driven, you're motivated, and you are ready to make it all happen. I know you are tired of seeing other people do the things that you want to do, other people launching things similar to what you want to launch, other people getting the job that you know you are more than qualified for. You're tired of it. So I want to encourage you today, and I want to cheer you on, and I want to motivate you to get this train moving. I'm going to be very transparent with you about what I am working on so you can also keep your girl accountable and we can do this thing together. Sound like a deal? All right. But first off, I want you to make a list of 3 things that you would like to accomplish before the clock strikes midnight, ushering a new year. So get your pen, get your paper, pull out the notes app on your phone, and just quickly jot down 3 things that you're like, you know what? I said I was going to launch this in 2021. Hell, I said I was going to launch it in 2019, 2020, whatever it is. Make a list of 3 things that you know you can accomplish before that clock strikes midnight. What are 3 goals you feel you can accomplish before 2022 sneaks in here? Personally, I am planning to put my energy and focus into my Living Well-Rounded brand. Things are going to slowly be shifting as I build the Living Well-Rounded brand and make that my main focus. The podcast, our blog, Facebook community, courses, and so forth will be where I focus my time and my energy. I am committing to helping moms, entrepreneurs, busy bees, parents, etc. build a life that they love and one that feels well-rounded and not overwhelmed. This will require a lot of transition, change, money, resources, and all the things to make it happen. All of the things that I just mentioned could be a possible reason or excuse on why I shouldn't launch, or why I shouldn't just even work on the Living Well-Rounded brand, and why I should focus on coaching for creatives. However, if I make the excuse to not show up, am I truly walking in my purpose? Am I truly living out my passion? And we all know the answer is no. If we make excuses and not take action in areas that we know we are being called to serve, then are we being true to ourselves? Is it fair to our clients, our patients, our audience if we are not showing up as the best versions of ourselves? I know you guys have heard me preach about this before, but let me tell you, I just want to remind you that you have a purpose, you have a reason, you have a gift, you have a product, a service, a something that somebody needs. And we need to stop making excuses and start making a plan to get what we have in the hands of someone else. In the hands of someone whose life could possibly be changed by how we decide and when we decide to show up. So stop making the excuses on why you can't do something, but instead find a way to make it happen, regardless of the possible hurdles and objections that may be standing in your way. Making excuses is easy. I can think of 1,001 reasons on why I shouldn't do something, or why someone else is better equipped to do it, or why my stuff is not going to be as good as the next person. Doing the work is so much more challenging, but you know what, friend? It is so much more worth it. Okay, so we made the list of those 3 things that we are going to take care of before 2022 comes knocking at our door. I got my list. I hope you have your list of 3 quick things that will be game changing for us as we close out the end of 2021 and look forward to a new year in the next couple of months. I'm not going to rush it too fast. So now I want you to list possible hurdles or things that could potentially get in your way of making the goals or dreams come into fruition. For some of us parents, last year it was insane, chaos, crazy. Wow, how did we survive? If you were like me and virtual learning was where it was at, y'all, it slowed us down. Let's be truthful. It slowed us down. Even though my husband took the reins with virtual learning, I'm the person that got everybody together, coordinated with the teachers, did all the things. And that took up more time. God bless the teachers who rocked it out last year. For some of us, it was maybe losing a job during the pandemic or getting sick with COVID that might have slowed us down. Others, it was a lack of energy or motivation or feeling like we just didn't have the time. There were a lot of things happening in 2020, and I feel like some of us are slowly starting to get those wheels turning to make things happen in 2021. We're recuperating. It was a hell of a year, so we're just now really starting to get into the thick of things and not only work on our 2021 goals, but still pick up some of the pieces from 2020. So I want you to name those objections. Write them down. What are those excuses and what are the things that are basically hurdles, things that are in your way? Next, look at each of those objections. Things like your 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 may feel like it's a time suck for those of us that are trying to get our side hustles going. And as I mentioned, schooling our little people, that may also be something that is an objection if you are trying to move forward and focus on your business, your self-care, or whatever it is that you really want to rock out. So how can you overcome these objections instead of letting them live comfortably without you doing anything about them? So I want you to put on your superhero cape and your thinking cap so you can get clever and creative on how you will remove those barriers. My example of an obstacle is time. I always feel like I have a lack of time and that time is an issue when I am trying to get a project off the ground. Well, on my list of how I will overcome time sucks is setting boundaries and being more protective of my time in the next couple of weeks, months, and whatnot. And so for me, this means in the next few months, as we work towards launch, I will be limiting my social media presence. I will be hyper focused on scheduling my social media content, working with the members on my team to help me manage our social media. I am also going to change my newsletters posting schedule and send newsletters twice in a month instead of weekly as I currently do. These are 2 quick fixes that will grant me hours of time. And another side note here, my 11-year-old, she has been stepping up, especially during the summertime, helping me with things around the house, more chores and all the things. She's working towards a big goal, a big purchase. And so I'm like, hey, you're helping me out, helping us out. We're going to make sure you get the things that you are working hard towards. And it has allowed me more time because my 11-year-old has stepped up. And so sometimes we have to take a step back from certain tasks and responsibilities in our businesses or things we do in our home if it means we are going to gain something else bigger down the road. If limiting your daily phone or text conversations or hanging out casually in the DMs means generating more income down the road, then to me, that feels like a no-brainer. If using a meal service to feed your family while you finish up your last semester in school so you can apply for that raise is what needs to happen, then do it, sis. Make it happen. Let's make a list of solutions and not excuses. Excuses are for the naive that don't see their full potential. Excuses are for those that say they want it, but they really don't. They say talk is cheap. However, talk can be expensive and cost us so much more in the long run if we keep talking about it and not taking action. Another example, as I mentioned earlier, talking about things that aren't going to move us forward or conversing with folks that will not generate us income will cost us more in the long run. Running our mouths to the wrong people about the wrong things is an expensive decision. The next time you find yourself picking up the phone instead of your laptop or a book or finishing that course or looking into a resource that you need, I want you to remember this episode. Remember that you will be in the group of excuse makers and not go-getters. Stop making excuses. Start making a plan. Start planning for the life that you want, the business you deserve, and stop believing that it isn't possible. It is so possible, friend, and I know you're going to make it happen. With that said, let's promise to hold each other accountable this summer. You need to make sure you got that list going. I want you to make a list of those obstacles, and now I want you to make a list of those solutions. That is your homework. Those are your action items, and we are going to hold each other accountable this summer because we have our plan, and it literally is a 1-pager that you can hang up in your office or wherever you need to be reminded that you have big, big plans ahead. And so when you do get a break from doing your hard work, pop into my DMs and check in. Let me know what you said you were going to do. Let me know how it is progressing, and ask me the same. Hey G, how's that rebrand going? What can I expect from the Living Well-Rounded camp? Ask me about the blog, the courses, and all the things that we have coming your way. It definitely helps motivate me to get my butt moving so that I can show up, serve, and love on you, well-rounder, because you deserve that as well. Let's keep our feet on each other's necks, knowing that by doing so, we are motivating each other to serve to our full capacity. And let me just back up, something that just came to mind. I know I have a lot of listeners out there that don't own businesses, that go to work, they clock in, they clock out, and, they live a very simple, chill life, and that is awesome. However, I do know in the back of your head, you may have a fitness goal you may want to reach, a hobby you want to dive into, a trip you may want to plan, or somewhere you may want to explore. Make that your action plan that you're going to focus on in the summer. Stop making excuses on why you can't take this trip or why you can't start this hobby or why you can't get on your fitness journey or lifestyle change. This show is not all about work and all the things there. It's about living a well-rounded life. So whatever that means to you and where you feel you are missing or lacking, I want to encourage you this summer to actually start working towards something that will bring you the fulfillment that you have been craving for a very long time. You got this, friend, and I got your back. No more excuses, only action and results. That is how we are going to be rocking out summer 2021. And I thank you for listening to this pep talk and me rambling about how we are going to make it happen. I'm feeling motivated myself and inspired to start my week with an action plan and not a set of BS excuses. And I really pray that this show inspired you to keep working hard and to just carve out time to get the ball rolling. I also hope you feel motivated to have the conversation, communicate your needs to your team, to your family, your children, and to also set those boundaries with things that are not moving you forward or moving you towards the things that you really, really want. And if you have any questions, feel free to connect with me via the links in the show notes or over on the blog. Everything is linked in the show notes for this particular show. And I want you to stay tuned for the season finale featuring your favorite guest, my husband, Phil. We will be answering the questions that you submitted to us on IG. I cannot wait. It is going to be a fun episode, as always, I promise. But until next time, remember to stay safe, stay positive, and focus on what matters most, Well-Rounder. Love you, and bye. Friends, thanks for kicking it with us this week. Remember to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode airs. I'd love it if you leave us a review and share this goodness with your squad. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.